Hey creative, what's up? It's your girl Jamila and welcome back to my laboratory. Y'all, today we're going to be doing the viral side seam bow applique project, but with a twist. And of course, everything I use will be linked in the description box below. And if you like this video, you learned something new, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and make sure that bell notification's on so you don't miss any of my upcoming craft tutorials. Before we dive into the tutorial, first things first, if you want to use that bow um, design, and I'll have the link for you in the description box where I got it from Etsy. What I did, and this is all just personal preference, so the bow comes in two sizes, so I'm just going to go ahead and grab a size and drag and drop it, and I am using Ricoma Luxe for this. Okay, so here's the bow, right? I didn't like these squiggles inside of it, so if we go over here to our panel, right here is the squiggles, because you see you have your tray stitch, tack down stitch, the squiggles, and then the satin stitching. I didn't like the squiggles, so I selected it and I erased it. Okay, and then I would just have to go ahead and save this as a DST file again, so that I can transport it over to my USB. Alright, so if you want to use the bow and you don't like the squiggles, that's an option for you. Second thing, for my shirt, I did my text, right? And this is very simple text. All I did was go over here to my left panel, hit the text tool, select anywhere over here, and then the text box pops up and you go ahead and type your word, right? And hit apply, and then here goes your word right here. Oops, stretching it out. Right, so there's the word right here. But so this font right here is handmade, and I'm using a true type font, so any font that's installed on my computer I'm able to use. Now, not all fonts installed are like digitized well, okay, so you got to kind of, you know, like play around with that or whatever. So Creative is handmade and Soul is Cupcake handmade. Both these fonts are from Creative Fabrica, and those will be linked in the description box as well. Okay, so yep. So after I had my fonts, and I just went ahead, saved it, and exported it to my USB. Now for the scissors, I digitized those myself, and how I did that was I went over here to my left tool bar and I hit this backdrop tool. I'm going to hit load. And I'm going to get these scissors, and actually these scissors came from Canva. I used some elements, so this is some scissors from the elements tab. I downloaded it as a PNG with a transparent background, and then I just uploaded it into my Ricoma Luxe. See how that works? So I had to digitize these myself, so I'm just going to go through that really briefly because, I mean, I don't know, it's kind of simple. So grab your run stitch, right, and select anywhere you want to start. Let's start right here. So I'm just going to do that, and if you want to make sure your line is straight and it doesn't you know, waver or anything, you hold down your shift button. I'm going to put it right there. Do a stitch right there. If you need it to curve, Control is the key you need. Shift again to make it straight. Oh, and you can, I probably should have selected a thread color. That was easy. You know what, let's do that. Let me erase everything. Let's go with, okay, so we have our run stitch. Go to commands, color. Let's make it number 10. A yellow. A yellow is nice and bright and can be seen. And also, let me go to my select tool, select this picture. Why is it? Okay, let me go over here. Okay, there we go, select. You can adjust the, see, now it's a little bit lighter. Okay, so that should help you guys see a whole lot more of what I'm doing. Okay, back to the select run stitch. Start right here. Shift to keep it straight. Put one right here, follow this curve. Why is it not yellow? Let me go. It's not looking yellow, but it says it's yellow. I don't know. Okay, I think once actually after I finish putting all the points in and I hit enter, it'll become yellow. And make sure you connect with the first point so that it knows to stop, and then we're going to hit enter. Oh, okay, now it's yellow, and that is actually a terrible color. That's a terrible color to pick. Let's change that. Let's do, I don't know, let's try, is that pink better? Yeah, we can see it better. I guess that's better. So okay, so we have our run stitch, and if there's a spot that you don't really like right here, I don't really like that loop, what we can do is go right here to this tool or hit F9 on the keyboard, and we can just kind of adjust it. Right, make it a little bit sharper. And if you need to, you can right click and add another point. So, and then make sure you hit enter to save all your changes. And let's just bring that in just a little bit. Enter. Yeah, that looks good. Oh, I forgot to do the inside. Okay, let me grab my run stitch. And oh, actually, no, don't need to do that. We're going to grab a shape. Let's grab an eclipse. And we're just going to kind of match it up to the inside right here. And just stretch it. See, it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, and let's duplicate. Put that over here. Get your select tool so you can make any changes and just twist it a little bit so that it matches. Bam, look at us. Okay, so we're done with the backdrop, so we can go ahead and delete it. Whoa. Oh, we need to put, okay, let me grab, let me see, paste. Okay, yeah, that's another copy of the thing. Because, you know, scissors have the little thing in the middle. Awesome. Actually, let me move that to the side for right now. All right, select tool, select everything. Wait, let me change this to the same color so to stitch at the same time. Right, because different colors make different color changes. All right, so that is that. Wow, y'all, that looks so good. Does that not look like scissors? Gonna go ahead and group that. Now, since I have Chroma Lux, I can just go ahead and right click this and hit convert to and make it an applique. So now, and you see like, so now it has that satin border. You see, it has like the satin border. And if we do the run through, it's gonna do all that. That's the trace. There goes the tack down. And then there goes our satin border. Yay! And go back to the select tool. Here's the yellow. And right click that as well. Convert to, and we'll say satin. And so it'll be a little satin button right there. And this can actually, I think that could be probably smaller. Yay, you guys, we digitized it and it looks very, very good. Okay, so now we'll just go ahead and save this and export it to your USB so we could go ahead and stitch it out. Okay, so I'm starting off with this Bella Canvas raglan sweatshirt, and I creased it in the middle. As you can see, it has that line, so I can just know where my center is, and just keep everything aligned, I'm going to start off with stitching out the text that we created first. And I am using my 8x13 mighty hoop for this project, and I will have a link in a free shipping code for you in the description box of this video if you want to go ahead and grab yourself a mighty hoop too, because it makes hooping these projects a breeze, especially like the raglan sweatshirts like this. Those seams on the side, like with my regular Ricoma hoop, it kind of gives me a little bit trouble, like when I'm trying to hoop it or whatnot. But the mighty hoop does a great job, and y'all, my bracelets kept getting stuck on the magnet, so like it's really strong. So I'm using a medium weight stabilizer, and I'm just going ahead and making sure my hoop is in there straight, putting the stabilizer on top. And I think I'm going to go ahead and get a hoop station, because hooping this only takes 3 seconds, but fiddling around with all the stabilizer and stuff like this like prolongs a little bit. But look how well that just snapped on. I could literally just play with the snapping all day. It's when I tell you, it just takes your hooping experience up a level. It really does. So of course I just went ahead and put it on my hoop, and I'm using for like my settings, I'm just using the D hoop size. Okay, I'm not entering any special settings or anything. I'm just using the D hoop size, and we're just going to let that stitch out. Of course, I went ahead and traced it and make sure nothing was hitting the sides, and then we just let our letters stitch out. And of course, you guys, everything I use will be linked in the description box of this video, so please check the description box if there's something that I used or anything, and the link will be there for you guys. And also, if you're enjoying this video, you've learned something new, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a bow or some scissors in the comments. Just that interaction really helps YouTube push this video and helps other new creators find my content as well, okay? So this stitched out really well, and I absolutely love it, y'all. This blue is very pretty. It's the 3901 style sweatshirt in the color True Royal, I believe. And of course, that'll be linked for you as well. And it's their unisex fleece sweatshirt, and it's so soft. Like, y'all already know Bella Canvas has the softest tees and things, but their sweatshirts and hoodies are up there as well, okay? And go ahead and get you a Bella Canvas Makers account where you could go ahead and grab your items in bulk. No reseller certificate needed, and there aren't any order minimums either. So now we're going to get to the side seam part, right? So we all know Bella Canvas is notorious for their side seam stitching, because that's what makes their shirts and things fit your body so well. So I'm just going to use that seam as a guide, and I'm going to I thought I was going to be able to use my small hoop, but I wasn't paying attention to the size of my scissors when I digitized this, so I ended up having to switch to my big hoop. But I'm basically just using the side seam as a guide, right? I want my design, the middle of my scissors, to start right in the middle of that side seam, and I'm going to stitch right on top of that band. So that is how I'm going to go ahead and hoop my project, okay? Like right on top of the band, and making sure that side seam is in the middle, those little notches on your hoop, using all of that as a guide. So like I said, I had to go ahead and switch out to my big D hoop, and I'm just basically tracing out my design, and I'm just going to go ahead and move my machine over to that seam because I want it to start right there on the seam. The seam is, the whole thing for me. So I'm just start moving my machine over, making sure that it's center, making sure that nothing is hitting the hoop. And then we're just going to go ahead and stitch this out like a regular applique design, right? We're going to go ahead with our first stitch, which is always the trace stitch. And I'm using some white glitter HTV for this project, but you guys, you don't have to use HTV. You can use fabric or anything that you want, okay? Be as creative as possible. And this really isn't a super detailed tutorial on like applique, because I do have several other videos on my channel showing you how to do those in depth, step by step. So if you need that, I will link those for you as well. But basically, you just get your placement stitch. And then once you have that, you go ahead and lay your material down. Now, I have to get used to not using my fingers. Putting your fingers right here is very dangerous. And yeah, I have had my needle go through my finger as well. So yeah, you really shouldn't put your hands here. But
But I don't know, I just don't like I'm using this boning thing. I just don't like it's like I'm holding it because sometimes when it starts stitching, it scrunches it up a little bit, or it just makes it move, like it'll shift the fabric a little bit, and you want this to be as in place as possible. So I just try and hold it down while it's doing the tacking down. But yeah, don't use your fingers, okay, guys? Do as I say and not as I do. But once everything is tacked down, you go ahead and grab your applique scissors and just cut off all that excess. Now, some people just rip this off at the end. They let it all stitch out and just rip this off at the end. I don't like doing that. I mean, I know you can, I guess, but I don't know. I don't like doing that. I feel like it kind of rips my stitches a little bit. I don't know. I don't know. It just makes me nervous. So I just like to go ahead and cut everything out myself. And then so once everything's cut out, you get as close as possible to the line without actually cutting, the stitches. And then you just basically let it finish. It's going to go ahead and do the satin stitching that we added. And honestly, that's pretty much it for this design. Y'all, I really wanted to make this video to just kind of show you, like, if you want to participate in a trend, that's absolutely fine, but find a way to kind of like make it unique to you. I mean, a lot of people are doing the bows, and the bows are super cute. But I I'm creative. You'll catch me with some scissors more than you will with the bow. So hop on the trend, but make sure that it's always unique to yourself. Y'all, we digitized that. Y'all, like when I tell you I've been really working on my digitizing, just doing simple, like digitizing things like this can really boost your confidence. So if you're afraid of digitizing, come with me on my digitizing journey, okay? I'm still learning. I'm walking y'all through the process. We're going to learn this together. But like when you do projects like this, it just really builds your confidence, okay? Nothing beats failure but a try, and you actually have to start digitizing to get better. So once we have this project done, we're just going to go ahead and cut off all the extra stabilizer, and then right up to the middle. I'm sorry, y'all, this part got cut off, but I'm just gonna cut off the sweatshirt, cut up the sweatshirt as close to the edge of that satin stitch as possible so that we'll have that opening. And I will say, don't cut this until you stitch both sides, okay? The hooping gets trickier if you cut this before. All right, so don't cut this until you stitch both sides. And I actually ended up cutting off my band as well. Yeah, look how that looks. Isn't that so cute? And this is what it looks like on. I absolutely love it. One thing I did forget to mention is make sure you guys flip your design, okay? You want the opening to be at the bottom, so make sure you go into your machine and flip that. And I repeated this same process. I basically did everything, and I made one with the bow, and I used some sequin fabric as the applique for this one. And y'all, this one came out so cute as well. Okay, so that's how you make this trending sweatshirt right now. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, I'll see you later.